I'm Ryan with the Caribbean Castaways. And before we jump into today's video, I want to tell you guys all about the Caribbean Preferred Card. This card will give you the keys to the Caribbean. It will give you access to huge discounts on hotels, restaurants, tours, charters, and even online shopping. So if you're looking to save hundreds on your next Caribbean vacation, grab a Caribbean Preferred Card today at caribbeancastaways.com/card. Thank you. Cheers. Today we are taking you above the islands and above the waves with helicopter service Caribbean Buzz. If you want to see the islands in a completely different perspective, then you are going to love today's show. Let's get to it.
Do you love Caribbean travel and soft sand between your toes, or the taste of smooth rum and getting lost in island beauty? If so, then you've come to the right place. Welcome to the Caribbean Castaways Podcast. You are about to embark on a journey where you will learn about everything the Caribbean has to offer, from the best beaches and places to stay to the best restaurants and things to do. Everything you need to know to get the most out of your vacation and become a salty Caribbean castaway. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your hosts, Caribbean travel bloggers, RumShopRyan and Castaway Crystal.
Welcome to the Caribbean Castaways Podcast. My name is Ryan, aka RumShopRyan, and my co-host, who is not here today, is the beautiful Castaway Crystal. We would like to thank you guys for listening today, and as always, if you like what you hear, please subscribe and leave us a positive review. We would really appreciate that, guys. Today's episode is really good. I interview Charlotte and Maria of Caribbean Buzz. That is the helicopter service out of the Virgin Islands. And we're going to take you above the islands and show you how to see them and all the different things that you can do on a helicopter that you can't do any way else. You're going to love today's episode. Something else that you're really going to love is the Caribbean Preferred Card. So the Caribbean Preferred Card is something we are launching in September, and it is going to be the largest directory of Caribbean discounts and promotions. We really want to help you guys travel more and for less money. So this card will get you discounts on things like charters and hotels and restaurants, shopping, online, and in the islands. It's going to be amazing. We already have some discounts that will save you guys hundreds of dollars. $400 off a villa here, $50 off a charter there. It's going to be amazing. The discounts are rolling in right now. We're getting dozens a day, and I cannot wait to show them all to you guys. So again, that's the Caribbean Preferred Card, and that is coming in September. If you guys would like to do early sign up, you can do that at caribbeancastaways.com/notify. And if you are a Caribbean-based business and would love to advertise your discount or promotion, just go to caribbeancastaways.com/biz. That's B-I-Z. All right, guys, let's jump into today's episode with Caribbean Buzz. I am a huge aviation buff. My grandfather was a pilot. He used to fly from St. Louis to Kansas City. I took ground school in college. I just never followed through and got my pilot's license and got all those hours in. But I absolutely love flying, and I cannot think of a better place to go flying than the Virgin Islands. And Caribbean Buzz is a helicopter service that offers sightseeing tours, photography, special occasions, all these different services that you cannot get anywhere else in the Virgin Islands. It's a really amazing thing. I mean, can you imagine taking off from St. Thomas and just landing on a deserted beach or stopping at a beach bar that there's no other way to get to except for a boat? Or what about hitting Anegada, Virgin Gorda, Jost Van Dyke, all in the span of an hour? Can you imagine that? Just rum punch here, painkiller there, rum punch there. I mean, it would be amazing. So I can't wait to jump into today's episode with Charlotte and Maria. So let's get to it and learn everything we can about Caribbean Buzz. All right, everybody. I would like to welcome Charlotte and Maria to the Caribbean Castaways podcast. How are you guys doing today?
We're good.
Doing well.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. And I cannot wait to talk to you guys and dive into, everything Caribbean buzz. I want to get up in the air. I want to get above the islands and find out why everybody should take a helicopter ride and see the islands from, I think, a different perspective. Then I think it'll just blow them away. So I really want to dive into that. But first, kind of tell me a little bit about you guys and your history and what got you into helicopters and aviation.
I'll let Maria start with how she got into helicopters.
I am from St. Thomas, and so pretty much my whole life I've lived here. And I love the island, but like most people who live on islands, you need to leave the island, but I never really wanted to go far. I hit puberty and I knew that I wanted to fly helicopters basically. So eventually down the road when I headed to college, I was able to take some helicopter instruction, and that was it from there. So I've been flying since then. And my husband, Nicholas, who is a pilot for the company, actually taught me how to fly years back. And so now we have 2 kids and they also fly. It's a family business, super fun to do with everybody. And there's nothing like flying over the islands. I mean, you can fly anywhere in the world, but here is really unique. It's just beautiful.
It's like a lifestyle thing. It's really a different type of living. You start flying and it just opens everything up that much more. A lot of people down here are big boaters, but flying is that alternate experience and you get a different view, that bird's eye view. Well,
right.
You get to see the lay of the land and then pick out where you want to go afterwards, kind of, instead of having to go and say like, nah, let's go to the next spot. No, you can do it from the air all one time, lay out your whole day or trip and then go. So it's well worth it, I think.
Yeah, I think it's so cool. We actually have some friends who are small plane pilots, and they're really looking forward to bouncing through the Bahamas on all these little local airstrips. And they really just file a flight plan, and it opens up these outer islands of the Bahamas and everywhere to them. And I can only imagine that a helicopter is like 10x that, because you guys can land anywhere you want. I think that's so cool. So let's get into Caribbean Buzz a little bit and tell me about the business. Where do you guys operate out of? What kind of packages you guys have? I know I saw on the website that there's so many different little packages that you guys can do as far as fishing and like kiteboarding.
Yeah.
Let's dive in.
So we're basically, you tell us what you want to do and we got it. We'll make it happen. You want to go out to the BVI for the day when they reopen, hopefully.
Right.
And you want to go fishing, bone fishing, we can set that up, bring you over for the day, go bone fishing, have a great lobster lunch, come back, bring you back to St. John. No need to take any ferries, no need to take any planes. You can go from point A to point B, no issues. We do have the standard tours. If you don't know what you're looking for, we do offer a 17-minute, a 30-minute, and an hour tour. We point out the really cool stuff, like where the Caribbean Sea meets the Atlantic, where all the different plantations or ruins are.
Or we can combine tours, like put a tour with a beach drop, for example, where we drop you off on the beach, a deserted island.
Right.
Where, you don't have anything, but we'll give you some drinks and an
some
umbrella.
snorkel gear. And you're on your own for the day. We give you a phone number just in case, of course. Come get us early. Or actually, most of the time people say, don't come pick me up. I want to stay another 2 hours. And we're like, sure, we'll come get you later,
That's awesome. So you said 17 minutes, 30 minutes, and then an hour? Is that kind of like the normal thing? Or can they do it all day where you're almost like they're taxi?
We can definitely do all day, where we do pickups and drop-offs throughout the day.
We have had several occasions where we do bar hopping tours, and that's day long or half day, and we go to every hour and a half, hit a different bar, land and go hang out and have a drink, and then take off, go to the next one.
I think I saw that happen. We were down on Yost in December, we were hanging out at Hendo's, and the yellow helicopter, I forget which type that one is, but it landed right next to Hendo's. The couple got out and had a couple drinks, and then they took off like half an hour later. I was like, man, that is got to be one of the coolest things. And who knows where they're going next? They're probably, bouncing all over the BVI. So
yeah. We're currently working on hopefully trying to get a spot on Water Island so we could probably get to dinghies a little easier, give that as an option to people. But, throughout all the VI and the BVI, and then even the Spanish islands like Culebra and Vieques, or in Puerto Rico, San Juan and Fajardo area too. It's just wherever your heart desires, whatever you want to do for your day, we can definitely plan it out and make it happen. And then we have 3 different aircraft, a 3-seater, a 4-seater, and an 8-seater for passenger counts. So it depends on, and then we can do multiple aircrafts, multiple runs. And then a lot of what we do also is charters. So people who fly in to the airport or fly in privately, and then they don't want to say they're going to St. John, they don't want to take the cab to the ferry and then the ferry over to St. John. We can take them directly to the Myra Keating Clinic or their villa, if their villa has an area for us to land directly there. So they cut all of that hassle, which takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours maybe.
Right.
It's done in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
15
So
minutes.
with a package like that sounds amazing. And I've actually seen you guys drop some people off right there on St. John at Gallows Point. They have that nice landing area there. How much would I just landed on St. Thomas, I want to go to my villa on St. John. What does a package like that go for?
So in St. John with our 3-passenger helicopter, it would be $495 for the entire helicopter. So whether you're 1, 2, or 3 passengers. And then our 4-passenger helicopter is $780, whether you're 1, 2, 3, or 4 passengers. And then the 8-seater is $2,000, and that's a twin-engine VIP AC, USB type of aircraft.
Very nice. And I also saw on your website, you said, basically where your heart desires. It looks like you also make runs out to St. Martin and Anguilla. If somebody wants to go out there for the day, you'll basically charter them out and then bring them back at their discretion.
Those become niche markets because the helicopter, because of the nature of the aircraft, is an expensive machine to maintain. So those flights are expensive, but it's,
It's the experience that people are looking for. An aircraft like a helicopter offers a really different viewpoint than an airplane. It's an overall different experience. A helicopter flies lower, you see everything. You've got these big bubble windows that go down to your toes, in the front and the back. We've got big windows, you can open your window, you can stick your hand out of the window,
So most airplanes are flying at 1,500 feet or above. A helicopter will be normally 1,000 feet or below. And then even then we'll be skimming the water, depending on the areas, we'll just get right down in there, along the shorelines. It's very exhilarating. I don't know anybody that's not happy when they get off a helicopter.
Oh, I'm sure. I personally have never flown in a helicopter, but it's on my bucket list. And honestly, I think that price for the 3-seater helicopter from St. Thomas to St. John, $500, honestly, like that saves a lot of time and headache. And plus you get the wow factor. I mean, if you pull up to your villa or on island, via the helicopter, I think that's, it's definitely a luxurious thing to do, and you get that big bang for your buck. And I definitely think that's something that I think everybody should probably do once.
Yeah, we recently started offering that 17-minute tour. So we hit like around $100 person for that 17-minute tour. It's $330 for the 3-seater. It's $550 for the 4-seater. So it's about $100, just maybe a little bit more. But to give you an idea what you see during a 17-minute tour for those people who don't know what they want, it starts from the west end of St. Thomas near the University of the Virgin Islands, cuts across over downtown Charlotte-Amalie to the east end of St. Thomas, over Red Hook or Sapphire kind of area. Then it cuts across to Cruise Bay, St. John, and up the national park. So you see all those beautiful beaches of St. John to Trunk Bay.
Right.
And then flies around into the Keys, so Congo, Livongo, Mingo, Grass, Thatch, and that's where the Atlantic meets the Caribbean if you look on a map. And you can actually, when you're up there in the helicopter, you can really see the difference in the colors of the water. And then along the north shore of St. Thomas and over Magens Bay back in for landing. And that's a 17-minute tour, but you get to see a lot of St. Thomas and a good portion of St. John for that $100 per person.
Yeah, that was my question, is like, how much could you actually see in 17 minutes? But that sounds like you're really getting the best spots right there on St. John and between St. Thomas too.
We've had to rethink because of the coronavirus, is COVID-19, and the BVI is being closed right now. A lot of our business was charter back and forth to those different islands, Necker Island, Mosquito Island, Anegada, Peter Island, and those islands, are still, Peter Island is still closed from the hurricanes. Scrub Island, all of that is not open anymore to us until the BVIs reopen from this COVID crisis. Right. So now we're rethinking how can we further develop just our local area. So the 17-minute tour is one of those things. We're thinking about perhaps buying a floating dock or a floating landing pad that we can take to other places of interest, and land the helicopter there so people can have an experience in other local areas where we don't have access to landing with a helicopter, but it's still pretty.
It'd be kind of cool to land at Limeout on a floating helipad.
Oh man, can you imagine? I mean, Elon Musk, he lands his rockets on floating platforms now. So, I mean, why not you guys, right?
Well, yeah, it's just getting permission to, the Virgin Islands is it's difficult to get permission to do all these things.
Right.
So it's been a struggle, but we're persevering, and hopefully we can offer more stuff for the local market, which they deserve. Our people need. It'd be great for, instead of taking an hour and a half longer to get to Limeout, we can get you there in 20 minutes.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe we can even get you to jump out. Probably not at Limeout, but that experience of jumping out of a helicopter into a safe bay, and then have a boat come pick you up and take you to your next adventure. These are all things that we're exploring if we can get done, safely, and if there's a market for it, so maybe
you have a market of one right here. I totally want to jump out into the water and go get some tacos.
Okay, let's increase that number of one, but I'm very grateful for that one. One is a great number.
Well, I'll see what I can do, because this is going to go out on our blog, on the podcast. I think a lot of people are going to see that. So, and I'll definitely talk them into it too.
Sure. Do you want to jump out of a helicopter?
Yes, we do. What was going to be my next question? When the BVI do open up, and let's say they want to go to Yost or Anegada, usually on a boat you have to check into customs. Is there anything a person has to do customs wise, or do you guys file that before the flight?
So we have to do that too. So just like a boat has to stop at customs, we have to do that too, but we take care of all that for them. We try to make it as seamless as possible. Sometimes if we're able, they don't even have to get out of the helicopter. We try to, go to the friendlier airports instead of the main international airport of Beef Island. We try to go to Virgin Gorda Airport or Anegada Airport to clear in, even if that's not their final destination. Say they're going to Walnut Bay,
right,
to the marina. What is it called now?
I don't remember. What's the marina?
Nova. Thank you, Madison.
Pilot extraordinaire. Can remember the names.
So say they're going to Nova, usually we'll clear in at Virgin Gorda or Anegada first, where it's an extra 10 minutes like it is, on the boat. Sometimes on the boat it takes a little longer, of course, but it's usually quite fast in the helicopter and then keep going. In all, let's say they want to leave St. Thomas or St. John and go over to Nova, as an example, it takes about 45 minutes, including the stop, to get you with a drink in hand.
Okay.
So, and I always like to say that, yes, it may be a steep price for a large majority of people. However, it can be a one-way. You can get over to these places like Nova, especially, and then, take a ferry back. It takes some doing to coordinate it properly, but you can also spend the night and then take a ferry back if you don't want to do the whole full price round trip. there's always the option of just getting dropped off and having someone else come get you.
Right, right. Yeah, I think even just a one way, just to say you did it once, I think would be the experience of a lifetime. I think so.
A lot of people do it to meet up with their charters. Sometimes the charter will start and then they have like an extra family member who couldn't make the start day. They say, hey, can you, my family's going to be at Norman Island. Can you drop me off there? Sure, no problem. And then they meet up with their charter and they keep going.
That's cool. And
see that, having people jump out of the helicopter at Willie T.
At the Willie T, yeah.
We just need to have a safety boat there to, insurance.
right, yeah,
Everything,
I can
right?
imagine. So do you guys also, since you're saying, the regular charter boats, but there is a market out there for, the mega yachts and things like that. And a lot of those come with helicopter pads. Is that a market that you guys service? So if a VIP or like that comes into St. Thomas and they want to go to their boat that's anchored somewhere in the BVI, will you guys do that?
Certainly, yeah, absolutely.
We have done it before, and we do get calls all the time with the yachts. A majority of those yachts don't have helipads. It's some mega yachts that have them.
Right.
And when they do, they have their own. They have their own helicopter and personnel, but they often call us for help, or they want a pilot for the lay of the land, or to help them get whatever permits they need, or where should they go, what should they do. And we try to give them as much help as we can.
But our crew is very experienced with yacht landings. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of landings on yachts.
And not just yachts, on U.S. carriers. They did military work also before. All these pilots have done, drone hooks and that sort of thing. So
right. Very cool. Very cool. Now let's get into, probably the special occasions. So, there's a lot of people who come down there for weddings and things like that. So is that a market that you guys go out to as well? Like just married, so they fly off in a helicopter, go to their villa or anything like that?
Well, like I said, we're trying to expand the market because for the longest time, we were busy just doing charters. Right now, that's not the case. So we really...
Weddings is something that we've done in the past. It's certainly something that we do. It's not a huge portion of it, but it's something that we're trying to expand. We actually do a lot of proposals. We get a lot of people who call and say, hey, I want to do something really special for the day. And they've set up, a full day of activity. And then they want to do that sunset tour and come in and they want us to write, Jim loves Lisa on the beach, or will you marry me on the beach, or marry me or something, and we'll go ahead of time and write out in the sand, maybe with whatever we can find that day. Sometimes it's seaweed. We want to make it so they can see. So if you write in the sand with your fingers, sometimes that fades. So we use things that like coconuts or anything natural that's already there. We never bring anything with us to make it spelled out. And if you go on our social media, there's a really good one with I can't remember the names right now, but we did it in seaweed and we made a really big heart. And they flew over it in Anegada. And it was just amazing to see the photos afterward of their faces, that he proposed to her.
Yeah,
right.
It's fun to be part of these special days for people.
We are also part of the actual weddings. And that's actually, we do that. Well, we used to do that a lot until I don't know what happened with the wedding department.
So the wedding industry here has suffered a little bit overall, but it's starting to come back and we are getting requests for it. We don't do the weddings ourselves. There are a lot of pastors or bridal organizers, or what are they called?
Like wedding planners?
Wedding planners. Hey, ding, ding, ding. We have a lot of wedding planners
that are
here.
certified to marry people.
Yeah, who
so we'll take a couple.
They call us generally. The wedding planner will call us and set everything up, and then we just bring the couple with the officiant and a photographer or one extra guest, whatever they want, wherever they want to get married, and then bring them back again when they're done.
And it's really fun. They're dressed up in their,
Oh, I bet.
bride and groom, and it's actually, I've been witness to at least 24, and it never gets old. I mean, you're on Hans Lollick or Little Hans Lollick, and there's nobody around but pelicans and just the bride and groom. perhaps the helicopter if they choose to have the pilot take photos of them instead of hiring somebody else, and then the officiant. And you would think that after doing dozens of them, you'd get jaded, but no, every time it's fresh and new and so beautiful. It's amazing, really.
Yeah, I mean, if that's as epic as it gets, I would think let's just fly to a deserted island, just our closest people and a photographer, and like, boom, just make it happen. I mean, that's a fairy tale. So that's really, really cool. I also know that you guys do a lot of photography, and one of my favorite photographers down there, I believe he does a lot of your stuff. Don Hubert, is that his name?
Don Hubert. Yeah, he's fantastic. He's really good. I mean, we've got great photographers down here. Don puts out some really great stuff.
He's been here for forever too.
Yeah.
So will you guys get hired by, I know with the invention of drones becoming more popular, but do you guys still do, let's say, villa photography or resort photography, or get hired to do like any kind of media and like television?
Definitely do, yeah.
Yacht work as well.
Yeah, yacht, cruise ship, or drones are making a strong headway, but sometimes you just can't get whatever. And if people do the drones properly, especially in St. Thomas, they're not supposed to fly in a lot of areas. They're not supposed to go over a certain amount of feet. And if they follow the regulations, they would be in a helicopter rather than in a drone. And those that do abide by those rules do still call us to do the photography. And then we definitely can get wonderful shots of whatever it is that they need. We take the doors off, we put them in a sling, and they can go from left to right, and they have great coordination with the pilot. We've done the poker runs where it's a lot of fun, where they're filming, and what did we do? We did a long time ago, we did that famous TV show called
we've done several.
The Bachelor.
I think we've done like 3 episodes on The Bachelor, one in Anguilla, one in, I don't even remember anymore.
We do a lot of filming for the regattas, all the races.
Did that reality TV on Mansolic. What was that?
Oh, I don't remember. Yeah, a lot, but we get a lot of reality TV that come to us for special shots or something. Or sometimes they want to put their personnel reality TV star in the aircraft to get a shot of them flying around the islands, that sort of thing.
We get a lot of call from social influencers, who want to get on and influence the world. I don't know. I'm not really.
I mean, that's kind of what I do. So I'm a little, biased towards them.
But, but it's different. What you do is different. I've seen what you do. It's different.
Good. I totally want to, separate myself from most people. I have such a strong passion for the Caribbean. I just completely fell in love, back in 2007 on my first visit to the VI. And I just love helping people experience some of the things that we get to experience. And I think the whole world should see this beautiful area. So I love talking to people like you guys and other businesses and expats. And it's just so much fun to do.
Yeah, it's clear that you are not just an influencer. I've watched it on your.
I think she's talking about purely IG influencers.
Right. Yeah.
That pop up on your feed that are very, 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 very young.
I know
we get a lot of calls from those, and it's always very interesting.
I know where you're going with that, but going back to the drones real quick, we did an episode about drone crashes. I would think about 2 months ago, and I fell into a trap, and I want to let everybody out there know that they should probably go the helicopter route if you're anywhere on St. Thomas, because we were staying at the Moffley Hotel, and how it sits up on the mountain there. Yeah. Well, I thought I was far enough away from the airport, and so I took off my drone from the pool deck. Everything was fine, but as soon as I got away from the hotel a little bit, it started to run into the airport. It could sense the airport that I was in a flight path or something. I was still
So
only,
you actually registered your drone. You did what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Most
So-
people don't register their drones anymore because they know that it won't let them do what they want to do. Then.
But
maybe
you are in the path right there
But
across
yes.
from Moffley. You are in the flight path.
Yeah, so my drone landed itself, and it was right. So the hill is super steep.
Oh no, did you not get it back?
It's still on the hill, and I got stuck on the hill
Oh no.
because it was completely overgrown below the hotel. And there
Oh,
were
well,
these
Madison can get it if you tell. Hey, Madison, come here and show yourself to Ryan.
Well, it's gone
here,
now.
Madison.
It's all
You're-
wet.
I live right next to the Moffley Hotel, like
Really?
literally.
And Madison
in
climbs trees and does
three,
bushes like
three or
nobody's
four
business.
doors down.
It was the hills covered in the catch and keep vines, and they
Yes,
were
it is.
they were
It's
covering like old cisterns from old buildings that were covered with the vines. I almost fell into a cistern.
Yep.
It got so thick, I actually had to call the hotel people, and they came and hacked me out with machetes.
Oh no.
I was bleeding everywhere. So
Oh no.
Oh, that's a great adventure, though.
But it is dead. That's why it's called catch and keep. It's really a nasty little plant.
it was terrible. So next time I'm just gonna hire you guys, and we'll go
Sounds like
get some
a
shots
deal.
that way.
Well, I mean, you can send us a pin, and I can see if Madison can find it. I don't know how long ago it was. Maybe it's still there, and
It's probably there. It was in December, but it rained. Once it gets wet, they're done. So
Yeah.
Oh well, sorry about that.
hey, live and learn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's, you touch on it, but you really have to be careful. There's a lot of irresponsible people out there, and you're responsible, obviously, it's clear. But there are close calls with drones all over the world, and it's dangerous.
Yeah, we've seen them here when flying too. Our pilots have noticed them, or someone will, and then the good photographers actually will call ahead and say, hey, by the way, I'm doing drone footage in this area today. I just wanted to give you a heads up. I know that sometimes you're here too. Because there's no communication between a drone pilot and a helicopter pilot, whereas when you're flying in an aircraft, they're always communicating with one another, making sure where everybody is, especially
Right.
with the control towers and the control personnel. So there's just that part of technology where it goes faster than all the legislation can.
That's a really good tip. I think I might have to start doing that next time. But yeah, fun. So is there anything else that people should know about Caribbean Buzz? Any kind of cool packages or trips or features that you want people to know about?
Well, we're definitely buzzworthy.
Yeah, buzzworthy and fashionably early is what we like to say. So
I like it.
get there with less travel time and enjoy more island time, so everybody can have that sunset. Everybody has that extra minute, because in today's world, it's also go, 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 that we don't take that time, and money is time. So
Also, we are here no matter what. So we're here to assist during times of, after hurricanes, after any kind of natural disaster, after anything, you get lost at sea. We're here to assist. We've done recoveries back in the day. Let's see, one of Foxy's sons, way out, I don't know, like 8 miles north of Joost van Dyke, his boat sank. And they sent out for everybody to look, and nobody could find nobody. Finally, Nicholas, one of our pilots, spotted him hanging on to the
bow.
Wow.
the little tip that was just, what a foot was visible. That was still, and then we fished him out of the water. Things like that. And after the hurricanes, we evacuated hundreds of people from the BVIs and to
Brought in lots of supplies. Yeah, we're
Brought
here
in
through
supplies.
thick and thin. We cater a lot to tourism, but we're here too for the local population.
we are local,
Yeah,
She
I'm born and
born
raised
here,
here.
and,
My brother born and raised here. My kids are born and raised here.
So we're not going anywhere.
I love it. Family-owned businesses are the best, so I fully support that. That's awesome. Being that you guys kind of made the mention of being timely, so you get all those cruise shippers coming in to St. Thomas. They're only there for like 5, 6, 7 hours, when the cruise ships do run, if they ever will run. But do you guys ever get cruise ship people that want to see some of the islands when their time is so limited?
We definitely do. Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually how people get around having to do the ferries. Because if they come in on a cruise ship, say their cruise ship is stopping in St. Thomas, but their next stop is St. Martin, they miss all of the BVI and they really want to go see the baths in Virgin Gorda. But they're only here from, let's say, 9 till 3.
Right.
They can't do the ferries, or even with a charter boat, they spend too much time trying to go there and back. So we're the perfect solution for that.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. I figured that would be, I'm not a huge proponent of cruise ships, but I know that, being there such a limited time, you guys definitely give them more access to some of the places they wouldn't otherwise get to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So cool.
I remember one time we flew, he was on a cruise ship and he absolutely wanted to see all of the BVIs and Anegada. It was an 1.5-hour tour. That they were so happy. They were so happy. He says, I mean, he was like a professional traveler. He was like 85 years old. I kid you not. I had been everywhere, done everything, and was just spending his last years traveling on various cruise ships, just, going around. And he said out of everything he's ever done, that was just fantastic.
Wow. His
We love
name
to
wasn't
make people
Blaze,
happy.
was it?
Sorry?
His name wasn't Blaze by chance, was it?
Is it Blaze?
I think we've flown a Blaze before.
He's an older gentleman I met on an Island Windjammers cruise, and he was traveling solo, been around the world, and he had the best stories. And it kind of sounds like that guy.
But old, he was like, 80 something.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
like
must be the
80s.
same guy. And he was just so happy. I mean, all of our pilots, the one thing we want to do is just have people,
Everybody, yeah.
be happy and smile, and that makes our day. There's nothing more of a bummer, and I just don't see how it can happen. But sometimes, believe it or not, you'll get somebody in the helicopter, and it's like,
Well, you can't tell. They don't come out being unhappy. No one comes out being unhappy.
no,
They just
you're
you can't
neutral.
tell.
You can't tell.
They're very neutral about the experience, and
Or they're on their phone. I had one guy watching a football game.
well, that was on a charter. That was on a charter. It was on a
not a
charter. It was
tour.
like a point to point. It was a point to point. He was just trying to get from A to B. So,
And he was missing his football game, but we got there fast enough that he could watch it on the big screen.
Right.
it must have been the Super Bowl. It must have been.
Yeah, I bet you guys have some pretty amazing stories to tell, just through the years with, doing the tourism part, doing the support of the islands part. So, I really want to commend you guys for what you do. I want to thank you so much for being on this show. And, I think it's really, really cool. And next time we're down in the VI, my wife, Crystal, and I, we would love to just stop in and say hi. And,
Yes,
You know.
please do.
Do it.
Absolutely. And thank you for having us. Thank you for reaching out, and thank you for your patience while we go through this whole COVID transition, hopefully, while we get it together. But
And thanks for what you do for everyone.
Yeah.
Disseminating the information. It's great.
get
Yeah,
the Caribbean out there and make everybody know about it.
It's our pleasure. It's a beautiful area. Everybody needs to see it. So, and you guys just help make everybody see it that much better and that much faster.
Cool.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Ryan.
Ryan. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
And that's a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed our talk with Charlotte and Maria from Caribbean Buzz. It was a great trip, and man, I wish I was flying above the islands right now, landing on beaches and sipping rum punch. If you would like to learn more about Caribbean Buzz, we have all their social media links and website links in the show notes, so definitely check them out. And don't forget to sign up for the Caribbean Preferred Card Guys that's coming in September. If you want to get notified about that coming out, just go to caribbeancastaways.com/notified. And as always, if you leave a positive review and leave your Instagram handle on that review on Apple Podcasts, we will send you a free Caribbean Castaway sticker. Who doesn't want a free sticker? I know I do. But thank you guys again so much for listening. And until next week, have a good one and cheers.